Okay, so if I had to rank these articles, I would say number 1 is, number 2 is, and number 3 is. What's going on, guys and girls? In today's video, I'll be doing a blog post comparison between Gemini Advanced, Claude Opus, and GPT-4 Turbo. Essentially, I'll be writing an article on the same topic using the same prompts, and then we'll be testing the output quality to see which one of these AI writers gives us the best output. We'll be testing the SEO score, the readability score, and how relevant the content is. So let's go ahead and get started. So as I mentioned earlier, we'll be using the same prompts, and these are my typical SEO prompts. You can find them in the description below today's video. Just enter your email and I'll send you over those prompts. So these are going to be the prompts in which I'll be using. Essentially, I've already primed the AI by using the SEO prompts, and then I went ahead and generated the outline using the prompts again within that document. So essentially, we're writing an article about how to get approved for a mortgage in Canada in 2024. That is the outline. And as you can see here, we're using Claude Opus on the API mode. And then we're also using GPT-4 Turbo in the playground mode. And we are using Gemini in the chat mode. So I've went ahead and already prompted the AI. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the full article, and then we're going to come back and compare all 3 of the articles. And note, I am writing each section individually. So essentially, I wrote the outline, and then I'm writing each section individually because I think that will give us a more apple to apple comparison. So it is going to take a little bit longer to generate the content, but then we should have 3 really in-depth articles that we can actually compare. And while these articles are writing, I want to let you know a couple of things that we have going on. Number 1 is I'm doing a live training today on my school community. If you haven't joined, it is very, very affordable, and we do live weekly trainings. And you also get access to my AI writing course, which has more up-to-date content that's not on YouTube around AI writing. And you also get access to my exclusive community, and you can send me over some DMs and I can get back to you. So you have a more one-to-one access, and you also get access to live trainings. And if you haven't checked out WordRocket, this is my AI writing tool. Essentially, it allows you to utilize GPT-4 Turbo in a very, very easy to use manner, and you can generate articles using these pre-built templates. It's really, really good at generating articles. So if you want to try it out for completely free, again, I will leave a link for WordRocket and my school community in the description below today's video. So all 3 of the articles are finished writing. So this is the article in which we got back from Gemini Advanced. It is not in markdown format, but that's okay because I don't think I told it to write in that format. So you just have to actually go ahead and add in your H1s and your H2s. In terms of word count, it is about 1,500 words, which is not that long by any means. And these were the articles in which we got back from Claude and also from ChatGPT, or using the GPT-4 model in the playground mode. So this is the article that we got back from Claude. As you can see here, it is pretty long, pretty in-depth. In terms of word count, it is over 2,800 words. So this is a pretty long article, how to get approved for a mortgage in Canada, understanding the mortgage basics, preparing your finances for mortgage approval. Pretty good article, very well formatted, easy to read, some pros and cons of different types of lenders. Overall, I would say that this is a pretty good article, and we also have some internal links there, or sorry, external links. And this is the article that we got back from GPT-4 Turbo. This is 2,400 words, so a difference of 400 words, which is still pretty good from GPT-4 Turbo. Again, how to get approved, introduction, understanding the basics of mortgage approval, what is a mortgage, key terms, types of mortgages, preparing, saving for a down payment, the mortgage application process, future trends in the Canadian mortgage market 2024 and beyond. Okay, and a conclusion. So again, I would say both of these articles are actually pretty good that we get back from Claude and from GPT-4 Turbo. My least favorite article was the one that we got back from Gemini, not just only because of the word count, but also because it's not well formatted. There's not a lot of lists, not a lot of tables in there, and it's pretty short for my likings. So I would say my favorite right now is going to be between Claude and GPT-4 Turbo. So let's go ahead and do some actual tests. First, we're going to do readability. So this is GPT-4 Turbo. We got grade 11, which is not bad. We would probably like something a little bit lower, but it's better than getting grade 13 or grade 14. So GPT-4 Turbo gave us a readability score of grade 11. And this is Claude. Claude has given us a readability score of grade 10, which is even better compared to GPT-4 Turbo. So again, pretty good readability. Now let's go ahead and do the readability for Gemini, and that is a grade 9. So we get the best readability score from Gemini, which is very interesting compared to the other models such as Opus and GPT-4 Turbo. So in terms of readability, it seems as though Gemini is giving us the best readability score. So now let's go ahead and test the SEO score. To do this, I am using Neuron Writer, which is a content optimization tool. Essentially, you enter the topic in which you're trying to rank for, and it will tell you how optimized your content is. Let's go ahead and open up the content editor. And now we're going to paste in the article that we got back from Claude. And we're also going to generate a title, and we're going to generate a description. Okay, so both the title and the description is pretty good. As you can see here, we get a content optimization score of 68 from Claude, which is one of the highest content optimization score for this specific keyword in Canada. So I'm very, very happy with this article from Claude. And as you can see here, it is very well formatted. I would say that this is very close to being a complete article. Like, you wouldn't even have to do any manual optimizations. And I'm sure if I actually went ahead and manually optimized this content, I can get this up to a 75 or higher. But right off the box, as you can see here, we get a pretty high content optimization score from Claude. Now let's go ahead and test GPT-4 Turbo. Okay, so GPT-4 Turbo gives us a score of 64 out of 66. So a difference of 4. This is still a pretty high score, I must say. I'm pretty impressed by that score, but of course, I would prefer a higher score, which is what we got back from Opus. So Opus is currently in #1 for this specific article in terms of readability and also in terms of SEO score compared to GPT-4 Turbo. Now let's go ahead and we're going to test the article that we got back from Gemini. But first, we just have to make sure that we're adding in our H1s. So the content optimization score is actually pretty good for Gemini. It is 66 out of 100, which is actually on par with one of the top ranked and top optimized article for this specific keyword. So you can still write pretty good articles with using Gemini. The articles may be a little bit shorter, but as you can see, I think Gemini is much more concise. Like, it will know what to do. It wouldn't write the longest article, but it would be SEO optimized. The content would be easy to read and follow good writing practices. But in terms of a length, I don't think you'll be able to get that length with Gemini. But as you can see here, you're still able to get a pretty good article. So if you look at the metrics, it seems as though Gemini would actually be better than GPT-4 Turbo because it beats it in terms of SEO score. It also beat it in terms of readability score. But I went ahead and read through these articles, and I would still go with GPT-4 Turbo over Gemini. Okay, so if I had to rank these articles, I would say #1 is Claude Opus, #2 is GPT-4 Turbo, and #3 is Gemini. And this is only for one example and one sort of case study. So I recommend you go out and you write articles using all 3 of these tools or AI writers, and you see which one you actually like better. For the time being, I definitely do like Claude Opus. I find that if you're writing content, it actually does rank a little bit better. I've had that experience in the past. Maybe that's because not a lot of people are using it. So when you write it, Google is less likely to see it as AI written, whilst everyone is using OpenAI or GPT-4 Turbo to write content. So maybe there's a difference in that, and that's what allows content written by Claude, specifically Opus, to rank a little bit higher. But in terms of some of the key metrics, Opus did really, really well. So I would definitely recommend Opus and give it a try out if you haven't tried it out before. But GPT-4 Turbo is still a good option, and also Gemini is also a pretty good option as well. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this quick comparison. I hope that you learned something new. If you did, let me know by giving us a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Until next time, stay well.